Hey crew, welcome back to the workshop. Artisan Pirate here, and in today's fun discussion style video, I'm happy to announce that the CNC machine is back in the workshop. Now I want to talk about the reason why I took it out of the workshop, my thoughts behind bringing it back into the workshop, and how I went about setting it up here. I don't want to draw the video out entirely too long and bore you guys, but I do have a lot of creative ideas that I want to implement and that I need the CNC machine for. Please keep in mind, we're still going to be focused over on scroll saw woodworking project videos on the Monday videos. This was just something I did want to get back into the workshop. If you guys remember, a couple years ago, it might have been a year and a half ago, we took the CNC machine out of the workshop. It used to be under the Artisan Pirate banner, which is on that wall, and I opted to take the CNC machine out of the workshop in favor of a counter and drawer space, and that has proved phenomenal for me out here in the workshop because I have drawer space to put stuff, to keep dust and sawdust and everything off of it. I have a counter space to display stuff on, and if you guys remember, over in this corner under the Rycon and Klingspor Woodworking Shop banner, in this back corner, I used to have all of my Craftsman battery-powered tools and tool bag over here, and as you can see here, this is not a corner that is easily accessible, and I was always having to reach over to have to get the tools, get the batteries, the battery chargers, and everything like that. So I have moved them over to the counter space. If you guys remember the shop tour we did to kick off the year this year, and I toyed with it when we moved that stuff back when we decorated the shop for Christmas in 2025, late last year, and I did want to have the CNC back here, and that was because, again, I have some creative ideas that I want to talk about, but the reason I took it out of the workshop was because it had sit and basically was, and I don't really like saying this, but it was neglected. I had turned it on maybe once in a whole 365-day calendar year from January to December, and I thought, you know what, it's just taking up way too much floor space, too much real estate out here in the workshop. So I want to take it out. So I had a good friend of mine, Cabell, he came over and helped me move it into another building, and then I set up the counter space that was also in the building. We put this in and set the drawers up and everything, and again, I really love the openness of the floor it provided because, again, the CNC machine with the table it was on, and then the laptop, and then the brain of the CNC machine that runs all the stepper motors, you know, that took up a lot of room to set that up and getting it going. But the more I looked at this back corner, my thought process was, it can be here, but I can always bring the gantry arm forward to change out the bits, set everything up, and I will not have to keep reaching all the way back here like I was having to with the Craftsman tools. But when I got the CNC machine, and I want to give a special thanks and shout out to my buddy Ben. He owned the local makerspace here in our area, and unfortunately it closed down in 2020 due to what all was happening in the world. You know, it was just one of those situations, and he had two CNC machines. He had this one, and he had a ShopBot. Those are made in North Carolina where we are, but he said, I would like to give this one to you. Hopefully it'll elevate your skill set out in your workshop, and he provided me with the CNC machine and the technology side to run it, and I was so blessed and humbled by that, and I was so excited. But then at the same time, the Longer company reached out to me and wanted to send me their very first 5-watt laser to beta test, and my thought process was, okay, a friend give me this, but a company wants me to do this, and the company took precedent over what the friend gave me, if that makes any sense. We still made a few videos with the CNC machine, and they're over here on the channel if you guys want to see that. But again, the more I used the laser, and I kept collaborating with people for the laser engraver, different companies and everything, the more the CNC machine just became a dust collector out here in the workshop. And I still, again, I don't like to say that again. There is, I think, 7 or 8 videos over here on this channel for the CNC. Again, if we do CNC videos going forward, they will be slotted into the Wednesday upload schedule. Again, Monday is for scroll saw woodworking. And again, this is a Rockler Shark CNC machine. It uses the Bosch trim router there, and the bits were got for me, my pops got them for me for my birthday, are the tools today, CNC bits. This is the starter kit, and it's also the sign maker's kit here. I love doing the V carving. That's what I'm really interested in, doing more V carving and seeing how creative I can be with it. And you guys know I love using and upcycling pallet wood. I like to break them down and make them into panels and stain them a dark stain. And then over here at the CNC machine with that V carving motion, what it does is goes around and it can reveal the lighter pallet wood material underneath. And also I can pull the shop vac over here and easily clean everything up. This is not an open area. It's over here in the back corner. As a matter of fact, right here in this position is where I stand and usually look at the camera on the table saw when I am filming the intros and outros to a lot of the videos out here, so you can kind of get a relative idea of where it's placed in the workshop. But I've got 4 past projects over here on this, well, 5 actually, I think. Yeah, 5 projects that I want to show you guys, just so you guys can get a general idea of stuff we have done over here. Now here is a piece of oak that I V-carved. Again, I love that technique with a train shield logo. You guys know I love mythology and folklore, and you can see it went in the V route and it just carved everything out, and then I just clear coated it after sanding it up nice and smooth with Klingspor Woodworking Shop sandpaper. But I could have put paint down here, but I really loved the 3D look of it, how it came out like this. Now with an option for painting, and keep in mind, this is fan art. I did not make a penny or a profit making this. I made this for my personal collection. I made a Hot Wheels sign when I got back into collecting Hot Wheels. I think I also started collecting Hot Wheels again in 2020, 2021, something like that. But you can see that V-carved nature. And this is an upcycled pallet wood panel that I milled together. I glued it. I ran it through the thickness planer, then we masked it off, and the CNC machine done its job, and then we went in with Rust-Oleum spray paint and spray painted everything, and this now hangs out in the workshop. But then what I'm really curious in is pocket carving. Now pocket carving is where you take just a straight bit and you go in and you hollow out a thick piece of wood. This was a previous video. As I said, there is CNC videos over here on the channel, but you can see here how it has hollowed. It goes around and just hollows out basically a cavity that you put in the software, however you design it. So that is really neat. And this one was made out of spalted ambrosia maple. As you can see, that spalting going through the center there. So I think that's a really cool effect. And then we have this one here. I believe this one was made out of mahogany. And I really, really love the grain texture of these. And these are called butler trays, where you can put your wallet, your keys, your loose change, an ink pen, a small notebook if you like carrying the field notebooks, you know, on your nightstand beside your bed, you know, and everything is right there and easily accessible when you wake up in the morning. But I want to make some more of these out of lighter material and then combine them with the laser itself. What I'd like to do is make more of these out of some lighter wood like this, maybe some cedar, maybe some more maple, maybe some poplar, things like that, if I can get my hands on the material thick enough, you know, at least an inch thick, if not a little bit thicker. So then we can make the actual tray over on the Next Wave Shark CNC machine, and then I can go in the laser engraver and put a logo in the tray. You know, I can put a logo, I could put my Artisan Pirate logo in it, I could put a company logo, I could put song lyrics, a Bible verse. The sky's the limits with what I could put in there. So that's just a creative idea that I have spinning around in my head. And also these would be good to make shadow boxes out of. As soon as I took the CNC machine out of it, I found a file where I could 3D print the original 8 Pokemon badges from the Pokemon gyms. I grew up with Pokemon. I was a huge fan of collecting the cards and playing the game, you know, the Game Boy games in school and everything. We had that growing up. That's just kind of my era. But I found a file where I could 3D print the badges, and I did that, and I thought, man, what if I could make a small display case for them after I painted them? So just imagine like this would be a case, and like let's just say we've got a pencil here, you wanted to display something, you could tack it there and then put it on the wall. So that's another creative option that I want to explore, and another avenue I want to go down with the Next Wave CNC machine. And then we have this here. This was probably my biggest pocket carving ever. This is either ash or hickory. I can't remember. I got this up at the hardwood store in North Carolina It's got some sawdust in it where it's just been sitting around. And this is a pumpkin shaped candy dish. And this was something I designed in the software, and then it took over 2 hours for the CNC machine to hollow this out. Again, that's a harder and denser material, and I just kept coming over with the shop vac when it was over under the banner and just cleaning everything up. Of course, if I had this running, I would of course be near it with the shop vac, keeping everything as clean as possible. I know there's dust collections you can get for these, but this is not a tool that will be a day in, day out use tool, if that makes any sense, like the scroll saw that I'm primarily known for using. But this was 2 inches thick, and again, it took over 2 hours to completely carve this. And the way I do pocket carving, I know there's ways you can go all the way through with the tabs, and then you just break the tabs to release the thing. If you remember those hobby kits that come on the boards and you would pop them out and assemble them, there's a way to program that with the CNC machine. But as you can see here, I have a piece of MDF mounted to the work surface here that's roughly the size of what the CNC machine can roughly cut. And what I do is I go all the way down on the inside as far as I want to go, and then on the outside I stop about 1/8 of an inch. That way I can release it from here, and then because I'm so familiar and versed with the scroll saw itself, I can take the piece over to the scroll saw and do an outside perimeter cut to release the piece from the waste wood without having to deal with the tabs and sand and all of that. And then I can go over to the router table with a roundover bit, and I can put a nice little roundover on the base itself. That's just how I go about things. I know there's so many different ways, and I know now on the market there is CNC machines that can do the 3D effects, you know, like a waving flag or a mountainscape or something like that. So that's really cool, and I enjoy seeing those works of art. But again, I'm primarily a scroll saw woodworking artist, and that is what I'm going to continue to focus on. But I do have a bunch of tools today, Bits here. They are a phenomenal company, great customer support. Thank you guys for the shirt. Really love that bright orange color. But here you can see a traditional V-carving bit and how that would go into the material. This is a hefty CNC bit. It's got a little bit of weight to it, but you can see there it's got the blade, and basically all it does is goes in and gouges out a V path, and you can set a depth stop, kind of like over on a drill press. You can set a depth stop, even on a router, say, on it to where it will not go down but so far, and then start carving out everything like little trenches, if that makes any sense. But I have another V-carve bit. It's more of a solid, more traditional bit in there right now, and when I brought it back out here, I was kind of scratching my head trying to remember how to run the machine, because again, when I got this, I got the laser right behind it, and because the laser was through a collaboration with a company, I felt that that should take center stage over the router, and I hope you guys can understand that, and I hope my friend Ben understands that. I've already sent him some pictures of this back in the workshop, and he's so excited that I've got it back out here, and I'm excited to make some creative designs on it. But it will be a while before CNC videos start popping up over here on the channel, because again, I've got to relearn everything. I've got to relearn the software over on the desktop to make projects. Again, it's got some cedar sawdust here. When I booted everything up just to make sure everything was running, the stepper motors were still lined up and everything, I did have a couple of files left over, and I just found a scrap piece of 3/4 inch or 3/8 inch thick cedar, and I screwed it to the spoil board here, and I let it carve that out. And I took some pictures and videos and posted those on my social media feeds if you want to see them. And then, like I said, with the outside perimeter cut, I took it over to the scroll saw after it was done and done a border on it to complete the V-carve sign. But that is my thoughts going forward. I thank my friends for bearing with me. I know last year when we decorated for Christmas, I said I wanted to get the CNC machine done. I don't know what time of year this video will go public to the YouTube platform, but again, I'm happy to announce that it is back in the workshop, and I just wanted to make this video talking about it and discussing it and my ideas going forward. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do want to see some laser content, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you are new to the channel, hopefully you'll click that subscribe button, and also follow me across all my social media feeds under the Artisan Pirate name. As always, links to contact me as well as all my social media feeds will always be linked down in the description box below these videos. That's about all for this one, and remember guys, if I can make it or do it, so can you guys. I'm the Artisan Pirate. Take care, and I'll see you guys real soon.